Hi, this is Dr. Julie Gilbert, and I am joined with Jess Jin. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
And we are doing a special edition of What's for Dinner, otherwise known as Choww. We started Choww, that's Culinary Health of Oregon Weight and Wellness, and we're on a little bit of a hold because we're making a new teaching kitchen. But today I'm in my own kitchen, and I invited Jess to join me.
Yeah, super excited to be here.
Yeah, and Jess is a PA student at George Fox. So Jess, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah. So I'm from Arizona. I was on the Arizona State University gymnastics team all through college, graduated, worked as a medical scribe for a year or two, and then decided to come out here to Oregon for PA school.
Great. Yeah. And I enjoy having students, just been a great student to have. And one of the main things I love to teach students is that along with prescribing medication and learning all about that and the body and pathophysiology, I love to remind students that food is medicine. And so we've come to the kitchen and we're cooking up some yummy food here, and we're going to talk through how beneficial that is for our bodies. Now it's getting rainy outside, isn't it? So cold and flu season is upon us, and all the more important time to take great care of our bodies.
Yes.
And a lot of times, why do we get colds and flu during the rainy season? Sometimes it's because we spend a lot of time indoors. We're not outside in the sun, soaking up that good UV light, good infrared light, but we're inside, and sometimes our vitamin D waxes and wanes, and we're not getting the good stuff from the sun. So all the more reason to make sure that we're getting good stuff from the food. So really important to get vegetables.
Yes.
So today we're making spaghetti sauce. Yeah, everyone loves spaghetti, and spaghetti is a great way to incorporate lots of different vegetables. As a matter of fact, how many vegetables did we count up that we're putting in our spaghetti sauce today?
Let's see. Well, we got some eggplant, got some zucchini, onion, celery, carrots, tomatoes, mushrooms, and we got some herbs. We got oregano, basil. What else do we have in here?
There is oregano, basil, rosemary. Yeah, and most of this came from my little garden, my little herb garden right across the way. So I love being able to just run out there, cut a few sprigs, and come back and throw it in my cooking and know that I'm getting a lot of great health benefit.
Yes.
So far, one of the phrases that I love to remind my patients and students is that soup is winter salad. Yeah. So we're used to eating all those fresh vegetables from the garden and a nice crisp raw salad. But during the winter, it's great to make those soups and stews and sauces and incorporate all those vegetables. Yeah. So soup is winter salad. And so far what I've done, this smells so good.
It smells really good.
Yeah, it smells so good. So I started out with the mirepoix, which you may know is a combination of vegetables that are standard to the area. So different countries, different cultures have different bases for their soups and stews. And the base that I use is a celery, carrot, and onion. And I just chop those up, and I did that beforehand. So it didn't take much time at all. Chop those up, threw that in there, and sauteed that at a low heat with a little bit of olive oil. Yeah. Olive oil also has a lot of health benefit and tastes good. And so I did that. And actually, I added a little white wine to reduce that. And then I put my tomato sauce in there that we made here. So we were fortunate to have a friend have a bumper crop of tomatoes this year, and she shared with us.
That's awesome.
And so I was able to process those and actually froze those. So that's cooking in there now.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I have some beautiful organic tomatoes in there. And then I've already added some of our spices, the oregano, the basil, the rosemary, typical Italian spices for our spaghetti. Well, so that's been cooking now for, probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it is giving off this gorgeous aroma. So we're getting some aromatherapy from this too, Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next step then, I'm adding some organic grass-fed beef. And a lot of people would brown their meat first before they put it in their stew, but this is so lean, because the purpose of that browning might be to get rid of some of the extra fat. But this is so lean, I don't have to do that. I can just kind of put it in there and it'll cook to get in there. It'll cook up really nicely. So I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm just going to put this over here. Just wash my hands real quick. So that's going to cook up real nicely. And actually, to help with the breakdown of that meat, I'm going to add a little red wine. And you could add vinegar too. Vinegar has acetic acid, just that helps that break down and helps in the digestion of meat, and so that we can break down those amino acids
I
and
didn't know that.
yeah, separate that iron, get better absorption of B12. Yeah.
So vinegar and the red wine.
Yeah, acetic acid does that. So while that's cooking though, what I thought, the other thing that I haven't done this before, so this is new, and it's so fun to always try new things. I have the eggplant and the mushrooms are roasting in the oven, and we'll add those later because they can tend to get mushy gushy. It's kind of, I like to roast them so they'll get a little firmness before putting them in our spaghetti sauce. But while this is cooking, I thought I'd have Jess tell us a little bit about the benefits, why vegetables and herbs are medicine.
Yeah, so this whole bowl we have here, this array of wonderful vegetables, these all have abundant vitamins, minerals, antioxidants.
Right. Look at that color.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up to that
Purple,
camera.
reds, orange, green.
Yes. So, and those, and like Jess said, those different colors. I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. I like to have people eat 5 cups of vegetables in their day and 5 colors of vegetables in their day. And a lot of people look at me cross-eyed and say, "Oh, that's so hard to do." But look at we have so many colors right here. So really not that hard when you think about it.
And they taste so good, especially when you cook it in and mix it with some spices, and it's delicious. So all of these have vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and antioxidants are important because they help to fight the harmful free radicals that our body naturally generates. And free radicals, they can be damaging to our vessels, to our body. They can increase the risk of cancers, heart disease, and antioxidants fight those. So
and you produce free radicals just by living. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So just by eating fruits and veggies that have these healthy properties, decrease your risk of cancer and heart disease. And that's just amazing to me.
Right, it is.
And it makes you feel good. It energizes you. It helps with your bowel function, giving you that fiber. So there's so many benefits of eating a variety of colors and vegetables, fruits. And even things like oregano. The oregano we have here, these have vitamins and antioxidants. Oregano even has an antibacterial property that I did not know about, but just learned recently. So even just spices can.
Herbs and spices. It is amazing. This is, we knew about this once upon a time, and I think our modern medicine sometimes has forgotten all the benefit that we can get in food. And unfortunately, a lot of us are eating that standard American diet. And so we're getting that ultra processed food that has been stripped of the good stuff. And then we're left with these, I'm not going to say empty calories. They are non-nutritive calories. So, and they might be maybe anti-health. Yeah.
I think so.
So, so we want to protect our immune function. We want to decrease our risk for heart disease, stroke, cancer, all that chronic stuff. And it's so empowering to know that we can do that by spending a little time in the kitchen, doing a little chopping, and getting color in our food, and and then enjoying the fruits of that little labor.
Tastes so good.
Tastes so good. Yeah. So it's a win-win-win. Now, Jess, tell us a little bit about cooking versus, for example, cooking the tomato. I think cooking the tomato gives it a even more benefit or a different benefit.
Yes. So I learned that the tomato, they taste great raw. However, they have an antioxidant called lycopene that is better absorbed by our body when we cook them. So making things like pasta sauce to put on your spaghetti helps to break down that structure so that it can be absorbed by our body and used as an antioxidant fighting those bad free radicals.
Yeah. Another thing I learned about lycopene just recently was that it serves as a natural sunblock. A lot of us put sunblock on when we go outside, and of course you don't need that right now. During the summertime to protect us from the harmful rays of the sun. And lycopene has a natural sunblock. So from a tomato, so eating cooked tomatoes it's just a win-win-win.
Yeah. I also learned that lycopene can decrease the bad LDL in our blood that causes the plaque buildup and heart disease. So eating tomatoes, tomato sauce decreases the risk of heart disease.
Yeah.
There's been studies to show that. So
yeah,
that's amazing to me.
Yeah, it's amazing that, a lot of times we go to the doctor, we want to get good advice and, and medicines, prescription medicines serve a purpose and they have a place. Alongside that.
Yes.
And a big part of our health, though, is what we put in our body.
Yeah.
And understanding and learning about how food affects food's information to our body. And it helps us stay strong. It helps us stay healthy. And, so a lot of us kind of are a little, in Oregon, we get something called seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. And that's, not uncommon. There's no shame in that. The sun goes away and we get sad. But one thing that I think that we can do and we don't take as much advantage of is getting some healthy food in our bodies to help make our own serotonin. Yeah. And, so even making sure that you're getting whole and real food can help fight against the depression that often comes during the, this rainy season.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And maybe now that we're not, I know kids are involved in sports. I mean, there's a lot of things that get in the way, but valuing time in the kitchen, valuing your health enough to carve out a little time, even if it's like batch cooking on a Sunday, for example. I can see myself, making twice as much of this and then kind of squirreling it away and putting it in a container and freezing it. And so I'm not, I don't have a lot of time, let's say, and but batch cooking can be that's a great way. Well, that still needs to cook, and our vegetables are roasting. Let's talk a little bit about what we're going to put this on, because with spaghetti comes pasta, right?
Yeah.
And we all love pasta. Pasta delicious.
Yes.
I love pasta, but pasta can carry a lot of carbohydrates with it, unless you're, running around being very active every day. You don't need all the energy that comes from a big old bowl of pasta, and so we actually wanted to show you, this is organic and it has all the stamps of approval on it. But when I turn the label over, there's 210 calories, and it's not all about the calories, but there's 43 grams of carbohydrate in here and not a lot of fiber, because it is processed. So they've taken some of that fiber out. And so 41 of those 43 carbs is going to turn to sugar, and it doesn't take a lot of time to turn to sugar in my body, and then my body has to clear that sugar from the bloodstream. So a lot of times, if I'm not moving my body, if I'm sitting, if I have a sedentary job, that's just going to go into storage. Yeah, so, which is fat, exactly. And so there are alternatives, because I love pasta, so we came up with some alternatives that may have less effect on blood sugar. For example, there's something called carbonata, and you can find this at most grocery stores. If we look at the carbs here, down to 25 from 43, and the fiber is up from 2 to 8. So a lot less carb, a lot more fiber. Yeah, so that's an option. Another option is this chickpea pasta, and there's a lot of these pastas out there made from beans or lentils or chickpeas, and they're going to have a lot more protein. For example, this pasta has 11 grams of protein in the serving size. It has less carbohydrate, 34 grams, and then a lot more fiber. So this packs a lot of nutrition in a punch. Versus this one. This might be great for growing boys who are out there, and girls who are playing basketball every day, on the basketball court. Yeah, yeah, they need those carbs. But maybe not so much for mom and dad who are sitting in the stands, right? So chickpea pasta is a great alternative. And another one I just saw recently at Costco, of all places, is this called Healthy Noodle, and it's actually made of from a cognac root, and then it also has soybean flour in it, and it's down to 6 grams of carbohydrate and 6 grams of fiber. So there's only 30 grams of calories, or 30 calories in a serving of this. So
in that whole package.
Yeah.
In just a serving.
Yeah. Well, there are 2 servings in the package. So.
Oh wow.
So yeah, 60. So I mean, if I am hungry, then I can eat 2 servings of this. But then the other thing that you can do, you can use vegetables, Jess, as your pasta. And so I spent $25 and bought this zoodle maker, and so it's quick, it's easy, and it makes a delicious
Pasta.
Yeah, thank you. Alternative. I was going to say pasta alternative. Yeah, and so in just a matter of seconds, I'm just kind of zoodling out here some noodles, and you don't even have to cook these.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
and away.
Yeah, and I'm just throwing it away, and probably less than 30 seconds there, I have a plate full of these zoodles or zucchini noodles that I can put my pasta sauce on, and that's one more vegetable.
I've always heard of doing this, but I've always worked it up in my head to be a lot more complicated than that. You just put the zucchini on and you twirl it.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Really simple, yeah. A lot of times we do that. We think, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that. And then, but if we see it done, okay, I can do that. Yeah, very good. So we've got lots of options for our pasta, and I can smell the vegetables finishing up, and I'm just going to, and our meat is broken down here and cooking up really nicely. You don't have to put a meat in if you don't want to. Actually, there's protein in vegetables too. Or you can use ground chicken or something like that, tofu if you want to, and make it all plant-based. But you can see how plant-forward this is.
Yeah.
I mean, our meat is kind of it's important because that's our source of protein. You could put lentils in here, other beans, but if you want it to be completely 100% plant-based, but you can see again that this is mostly plants, and all good for us. So to finish up here, I'm going to just get these roasted vegetables out of the oven, and
so good.
I put them on parchment paper to make it easy, and then I'm just gonna coffee's in here. Okay, like that.
So it'll be a little bit more
It's
crisp.
a little crispy, yeah. We didn't burn them or anything, but, and then we are going to pick a pasta. What are you gonna try?
I would like to try this one.
Okay, yeah, we've got some, boiling hot water here. We'll do that.
I've actually tried this chickpea pasta. And once you add in the sauce and the meat or whatever you decide to add to your pasta, I can't even tell the difference from regular pasta.
Yeah, good point, because a lot of times you think, oh, that's not gonna taste very good, it's not gonna taste the same. But we have to be open and give things a
Try it, yeah. And if
Right.
you don't like it, you don't have to eat it again.
Yeah, so we'll let that come to a boil. But thanks for joining us today, and Jess, thanks for cooking with me.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll do this again, and just keep on showing you that a little bit of time in the kitchen does so much for our health.
Yes.
All right, food's medicine.
Yes.